What's up? What's happening? Dime la luz, que lo que? Dime. What's up, y'all? Hey, man. We in May. Where y'all at? Y'all been practicing your Spanish? You know what I'm saying? Are you getting better? Are you improving? Hey, we almost halfway through the year. Have y'all been sticking to y'all plan and y'all goals like I have? Dime. Tell me, what's up? Leave me a comment. You know what I'm saying? As you already know, man, we're a community. So make sure to like, share, and subscribe to this video, to the channel, so that way you can stay up to date on the conversations that we're having and the progress that we're doing. Like I said, I started this channel so that way we can be a community and talk about Spanish and where we are, what we're having troubles with, you know, in our whole process, man. We're holding each other accountable. I told y'all this whole year, my main focus is becoming better at Spanish. So one thing I want to talk about now is still some of my struggles. I just had a conversation with my tutor, and hey man, I don't know about y'all, but I still struggle sometimes, just depending on the use with por and para. Ser, estar as well too. And sometimes I just mix them up in conversation. Now, if I have the chance to really sit and think about it, so if I was writing it, I don't mix it up, right? Because I can think about it and I'm like, okay, I know how to use por, I know how to use para, you know, I know how to use ser, I know how to use estar, and I'm good to go. Another one, sometimes I've gotten a lot better with saber and conocer, but hey man, por, para, ser, estar, I think that's probably like the harder words in Spanish to not mess up or misuse, because, you know, when you think about it, in English, we don't have a substitute like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not a word that kind of means the same, but it's not. I mean, we kind of have some contractions that I guess you confuse, like how we confuse your, you know, with the UR or the, you know, RE at the end of your. You know, you are, it's a couple words that we kind of mix up, but I think that's really just because you don't know it. Some people don't really know, you know, in Spanish, you know, you can sit here and study the meaning of, you know, ser and estar, por, para, but still get kind of confused because it's not like a clear cut sometimes, you know, way of using it. And sometimes I feel like I'm adding more on to the definition of how to use it. And so if you guys have, for sure, some ways to kind of help me out that I don't confuse those anymore, it would be great, because I still have to pause sometimes and think about it in my head. You know, it's like, oh yeah, no, I need to use para, or I need to use por. And you know, because I know with time, typically, you know, you use por, right? Para, you know, for someone, like para ti, para él, you know, things like that. So I know I guess kind of the basics, but sometimes, you know, when you're in conversation and you're talking and you're not really like putting it all together as you're talking, and sometimes you can definitely get confused. I know I do, you know what I'm saying? And I'm fairly decent at Spanish and I still get confused. So, hey, y'all that's a little bit ahead of me. Or even if you're not, but you have a better grasp on those words, drop me a comment, comment, links, anything that'll help me, you know, improve that process. Because for me anyways, that's kind of some of the hardest things that I'm seeing, you know, right now. My listening skills are getting a lot better with natives. I don't have, you know, much of an issue at this point with like a teacher, you know, but sometimes in conversation, you know, with native speakers, that, you know, because sometimes when people know that you're learning the language, you know, they'll slow down. But, you know, some of those people, they ain't slowing down nothing. And so I'm getting a lot better with picking up some of the nuance, especially because I listen to a lot of, you know, Puerto Rican Spanish, a lot of Dominican Spanish. So understanding that they drop the S's and how they cut different words and stuff like that, or they have soft letters that they use. It's kind of helping me kind of understand and kind of put some things together to help me process it a little bit better in conversation. But I mean, it's been a process. And, this is definitely me listening to, Puerto Rican Spanish like every day. Like I pretty much listen to something, from like Molusco TV or Capricornio TV as well, and a couple others, but they have that thick accent. And it just really helps me be able to kind of process and just really get those reps into listening to it. Because for me, if I was having a conversation with someone from, Colombia, it's typically not hard for me. I guess unless you go to, one of the harder areas of more rural areas where, their slang may be a little bit tougher. But this has just been my experiences anyways. I know everyone's different. Their ears are different. Because for me anyways, this may sound funny to some, but, typically most people say Dominican Spanish is the hardest to understand or the worst. For me, it's been Puerto Rican Spanish. I actually understand Dominican Spanish a lot better than Puerto Rican Spanish. And I think it's because it's the same speed, but it's just the dialect is a lot harder for me to grasp. I don't know why it is, but I have to spend a lot of time listening to Puerto Rican Spanish than I do, Dominican Spanish. And maybe because like I was kind of introduced to Spanish by Dominicans, right? Like that was kind of how I first was learning Spanish. So maybe that's probably the reason why it's easier for me to kind of understand. But for me, Puerto Rican Spanish is the absolute hardest for me to understand. And the worst part about that is because my wife is Puerto Rican and her family is Puerto Rican. So, I'm still, I can communicate with them, but at the same time, I still kind of like, I got to listen hard. Like, how you like struggling? That's me. To really try to understand and make sure that I'm catching it and grasping everything, that they're saying. So if there's any tips for that as well too, drop below. Because maybe I am missing something. I'm trying to think, because we're almost to the mid-year point. I want to talk about my struggles a little bit, here. But all in all, like I'm definitely improving. I definitely feel like I'm on track by the end of this year of, achieving my goal where I'm at the point where, you know what I mean? Like long as I continue to listen and speak, I should be good. I think, I'm not trying to become some super scholar in the language. Not at this moment. Maybe that could possibly change in the future. I don't know. But, my main overall objective is being able to understand and then, being able to communicate back, on a level that I'm comfortable in pretty much most, I want to say 80% of situations. You know what I mean? I mean, of course, it's going to take time for me to get, super comfortable like I am in my native language, right? But we also have to think how long it took you to get there. So that's my goal, which I'm kind of there. When I travel to other countries, Spanish speaking countries, I don't feel like a fish out of water anymore. I pretty much know enough to survive and get my point across. So now what I do, I practice is say there's a word I don't know, I describe it. I describe the situation. So that way they can understand what I'm trying to say. Because sometimes I used to panic, right? I'm sitting here talking and I can't think of the word. I can't think of a word. And I give you an example, me talking to my tutor today, I was talking about needing to hire, extra staff at work, right? But I didn't know hire. I didn't know the word hire in Spanish. Look up the word hire in Spanish if y'all don't know. I'm not even gonna tell you what it is because I just learned it today. But I'm like, I have no clue what the word is. So guess what I have to do? I have to explain what it is that I'm trying to say. So then that way they can come in and tell me what the word is. I can put it in my mental. This is what helps me a lot. I can put it in my mental because now I have a situation attached to that word. That's a great way that I learn personally. When I do that, I describe the word that I'm trying to say, and then they tell me. So now I have a mental picture of what that word is, because I can always think about that situation and come back to this. So yeah, man, we 5 months, going on 5 months in. Are you reaching your goals? Where are you at? Keep me posted, man. Like I said, drop a comment. Help me out as well. Like I say, man, this is an open forum. If people want to discuss, we can. I've already thrown it out there as well. If you're open to a WhatsApp group or a Zoom video group, and we sit and talk in Spanish, I'm open to that too. Or a language exchange, and create that group ourselves, where we bring in some people that are native in Spanish, and then us that are learning Spanish, vice versa, and we have conversations. Drop a comment, let me know. I'm here for you, and let's get to it. I hope everyone is continuing to, stay focused and going towards this goal, because I know it's not easy, and it's easy to give up as well too. But we're gonna ride this course out, man. We pretty much got 7 months to go. Let's get it, baby. All right, man. Y'all take it easy, and see you at the next one. Peace.